Thanks for clicking all the way to Daily Strength. Let's talk about the great verse in Proverbs 18:10, which says, "The name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous run into it and are safe." The first church I pastored was in Springfield, Ohio. That meant our home was situated near Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, directly in the flight path of landing B-52 bombers that were coming home after circling the globe in our nation's defense. Needless to say, these low-flying nuclear warehouses made a horrible racket as they flew overhead. They were so low that I hoped they avoided leaving tire tracks on our roof. But the biggest problem with their booming approach was the trauma they caused to the hearts of our young children playing in the backyard. Happily engrossed in their own little world, the growing sound of trouble in the distance and the shadow of the massive plane as they skimmed over the treetops traumatized our kids with fear. They instinctively knew what to do. Run into the house and look for their mom, or if she wasn't around, they'd settle for me. My legs still have the embedded marks of their fingerprints from clinging to me till the danger passed. And every time I read this wonderful verse in Proverbs, I think about our kids and the B-52s. Like a kid frightened in his backyard, we're often anxious and sometimes terrified by the circumstances that come our way. Maybe it's a health scare, a suspicious biopsy, or the worried look on the doctor's face. Sometimes it's the threat we feel from family and friends who challenge and mock the beliefs we hold dear. Or it's the loss of a job, the betrayal of a trusted friend, or the anxiety of not being able to cope as a single parent. All have a way of making us feel overwhelmed and fearful and lonely. We need a refuge. We need a place to run. So Proverbs 18:10 is the map quest for our souls. It tells us to run to the name of the Lord. For as the text says, His name is a strong tower, and those who run to it are safe. So what's so safe about His name? Well, His name is Provider. 2 Corinthians 12:9 tells us that His grace is sufficient for every circumstance. And in James 1:5 we read that He provides wisdom in spades. His name is also all-knowing and almighty. Nothing has escaped His notice, nor is anything beyond the scope of His power, as the psalmist writes in Psalm 57:1-5. His name is good. Regardless of what He permits to come into our lives, Romans 8:28 tells us that He will bring good from even the darkest situations. And His name is Father and Friend, the one who gave His Son to make you His child and to guarantee you a world to come where fear and anxiety are forever replaced by peace and joy. So run to Him. There is no safe place without Him, and comfort in the time of stress is elusive apart from Him. I guess this is why faith is so childlike. My son knew exactly where to turn when fear struck. He ran to the safety of his Father's love. May you and I be wise enough and childlike enough to do the same.